نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ تأذن ربكم لئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم ولئن كفرتم إن عذابي لشديد بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات وذكر الحكيم أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المؤمنين واستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين يا فتاح يا فتاح يا فتاح صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم الأمين Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, it's a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has given me and you the ability and tawfiq to participate in this gathering. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this gathering a source of guidance for all of us. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this gathering one of the means of our entry into Jannah. Inshallah, tonight I will share with you some reflections from verse number 7 of Surah Ibrahim. This is the chapter that we were talking about in our Jummah khutbah, and this ayah is very relevant to what we said in the Jummah khutbah. So I think it's the best time for us to understand and learn this ayah. It is one of the most famous ayat of the Quran, and oftentimes it is quoted without the context. People talk about this ayah, but they don't actually mention the context of this ayah. So inshallah tonight we will also understand the context of this ayah, and what this ayah is telling us. Inshallah, hopefully we will be able to understand it and bring them into our life. So first of all, I will roughly translate it for you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ, and when your master, when your Lord, when your Rabb made an announcement, and when he declared, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ, that if you become grateful, لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ, I will increase you multiple folds. I'm doing a very casual translation. If you become grateful, I will increase for you multiple folds. وَلَئِن كَفَرْتُمْ, but if you become ungrateful, if you deny, إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ, then my punishment is very intense. Now let's just go back for a second. وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ, when your master, when your Rabb declared to you. A lot of our ulama, a lot of our mufassirun, they say that actually this ayah is وَاذْكُرُوا إِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ, that remind yourself, O Bani Israel, O the people of Israel, O the followers of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, remind yourself the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly addressed you. You know, there was a time in the history of people of Israel, people of Bani Israel, when Musa alayhi salatu wasalam took some of the leaders of Bani Israel and they took them to the mountain Tur so that they can repent to Allah. They can make tawbah to Allah. Something happened in the people of Bani Israel. A very big thing happened. A shirk happened among the people of Bani Israel. So Musa ﷺ took some of the leaders of his nation and they went up to Kohe Tur. They went up to the mountain Tur so that they can repent to Allah. And when Musa ﷺ took them there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to them directly. Allah addressed them directly. And on that occasion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said many things to them. Allah said a lot of things to them. So we read in the Quran and we find in the Quran, خُذُوا مَا آتَيْنَاكُمْ بِقُوَّةٍ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to the people of Bani Israel directly that hold on to what I have given to you بِقُوَّةٍ, with all of your might. So they were given a very stern advice. Hold on to the book of Allah and hold on to it with all of your might. But in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is highlighting something else that they were told to do. Something else. And that something else, all of it has to do with becoming grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's all what it has to do. Just become grateful. So they were being called by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressed them directly. And now all Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want them to do is to just become grateful to Allah. That's it. Is to just focus on how to become grateful. This is the historical context of this ayah. Now even before we go further, the word ta'adhana here is very interesting. Because understand this, we are doing a tafsir, so I will be talking about some of the words of this ayah.
The word ta'adhana is very interesting here because in Arabic language there are many other words to proclaim something, to declare something. So for example, in Arabic language, if you want to make an announcement, you can use the word i'lan. Even in Urdu we use this word. You can use the word i'lan, or you can use the word ikhbar. To make an announcement, to proclaim something, you can use these words. But why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word ta'adhana here? That's very interesting. Because the word adhana, it comes from udhun. And what is udhun in Arabic language? It's an ear. So ta'adhana is an announcement that is made that rings in your ears. And it doesn't let you go. It keeps coming back to you. You're always thinking about it. It keeps coming back to you. So for example, you know, our parents, they yell at us all the time. Most of our parents, especially if you have a desi parent, then they will always yell at you. It doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, 70 years old, if they are still alive and healthy, they will always yell at you. But sometimes they yell at you and it rings in your head. It rings in your head. And then even after a very, very long time, you're just sitting quietly and you close your eyes and it comes back to you. It strikes back, it strikes back to you from that very moment. This is what we call ta'adhana in Arabic language. You make an announcement in such a way that it rings in your head, it rings in your ear, it's such a big announcement that it keeps coming back to you and it doesn't let you go. So do we understand the word ta'adhana? What Allah is saying to us in this language, what Allah is telling us is that I'm giving you this advice in the most stern words. I am giving this advice to you in the most penetrable words, in the most powerful words. I'm giving this advice to you. And what is this advice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? La in shakartum. That if you become grateful even a little bit. Why I'm saying even a little bit? Because the word shakartum here is in past tense. The word shakara yashkuru, shakartum is in past tense. And it suggests something rhetorically. And I will make it easier for you to understand, inshallah. What does it suggest? Is that if you were grateful even for once, if you were grateful even one time, if you just show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even for once if you could show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for that one act of gratitude, Allah says, La azidannakum. I will give you, I will give you, and I will give you. Allah is swearing onto it 3 times, linguistically speaking. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is swearing here 3 times. I will give you, I will give you, and I will give you. So Allah swears, I will increase and I will give you if you only show gratitude. All you have to do is to become grateful to me. And you don't have to become grateful to me all the time. I will give this to you if you show gratitude only once. Once you show gratitude and there is an immediate change from past tense to present tense. Shakartum is what? Past tense. La azidannakum. Present tense. There is an immediate switch. From past tense, shakartum is past tense. La azidannakum present tense. You know what it means? That I will and I am. I'm going to increase for you and I will increase for you. And this is going to happen for you continuously. If you only show gratitude once, only once, I will and I will continue to increase for you and I will continue to give you. Another very interesting thing here is that the ayah begins with the third person. وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ. Allah is not saying وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنْتُ. When I made this announcement. The ayah begins with the third person. When the Rabb, you know, in English, when it comes to pronounce, we have 3 kinds of persons. There is a first person, which is me. There's a second person, and you all of you, for me, is a second person, right? And the third person is someone who's not sitting here. So the ayah begins with the third person. When your Rabb, where is Rabb? He's the third person, he's not here. Right? He's a third person. وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ. Allah didn't say when I made an announcement, when I made a declaration. He said when your Rabb made an announcement. But then immediately Allah will come closer to you. وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ لَإِنْ شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدًا. If you become grateful to me, if you become grateful, I will increase. Allah never said He will increase or your master will increase. The ayah should remain in He. The ayah should remain in He. Your Rabb made an announcement, He will increase. Does it make sense or not? Your Rabb made an announcement, He will increase. If you become grateful, He will increase. Allah never said He. Allah said I will increase. You become grateful to me, I will come closer to you and I will increase. Allah is telling us that you can gain my closeness only by becoming grateful to me. You don't have to read long tahajjuds, you don't have to read long qiyams, long ruku. You don't have to finish the whole Quran in one day. You don't have to do all. Just become grateful to me and you will have my closeness. Allah is offering us His closeness here in this ayah if we only become grateful to Allah. Only if we become. Another very interesting thing here, very interesting thing here, is that when you use the word shakara, you have to mention that who you are grateful to or who you are thankful to. When you say I thank, even in English language, when you say I thank, you add someone. You add that who you are thankful to. So I thank you, so I add you. I thank Allah, I add Allah. Whenever you say I thank, shakara, I thank, you add someone. But in this ayah, Allah doesn't add anything. La in shakartum, if you become grateful. Allah never said, in shakartum li, if you become grateful to me. Allah never said that. Allah said, in shakart. If you can just develop this attitude of becoming grateful. It is not even limited to Allah. Because our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has taught us, and in addition, Quran is teaching us over and over again, we people, we are not only supposed to become grateful to Allah, we are supposed to become grateful to our parents, we are supposed to become grateful to our teachers, we are supposed to become grateful to whoever done any kind of good for us. And you know, when you recognize a favor being done to you, it's an extension that you are recognizing the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you fail to become grateful to your parents, if you fail to become grateful to your wives, if you fail to become grateful to your husbands, if you fail to become grateful for the kids that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, if you fail to become grateful for the job that you have as opposed to the job that you want, if you fail to become grateful for the car that you have as opposed to the car that you want, if you fail to become grateful for all those things, then in extension it means you will fail to become grateful to whom? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Allah said, La in shakar, just become grateful. It's not even limited to Allah. Whoever does any good for you, become grateful to him. Say thanks to him. Show this gratitude. And if you learn to do that, La azidannakum, I swear to it, I will increase, I will increase, I will increase. And you know, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears to something, then who can compare? Allah gives that guarantee. I know, by the way, this is the word of Allah. Allah doesn't need to swear. Normally a person, he swears when? When a person, in normal language, even in English, a person swears when? When someone doesn't believe you, then you swears. You know, if you're late to your office, you come late to your office, you will say to your boss, I swear by Allah, there was a lot of traffic. Why? Because you think that your boss is not going to believe you. So you swear. You are ready to testify, you are even ready to go to court for that. So when you are talking to someone who is skeptical, then you swear. Right? But here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to a believing community. And Allah is talking to them directly, not even through Rasulullah, not even through Musa alayhi salam. Allah is talking to them directly. There is no doubt here. So why does Allah need to swear? Allah doesn't need to swear. It's Allah's word. Allah is talking to them directly. They are right there. There is no doubt. Why is Allah swearing? Allah is swearing because this is Allah's way of telling us that there might be a chance, there might be an occasion when shaitan comes and whispers you. Later on, he gives you a waswasa and you forget to become grateful. You forget to become grateful to Allah, and as a result you forget to become grateful to the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's how we fight. That's how things happen between us. Grudges happen between us. Beefs happen between us. Why? We're not grateful. Not to Allah, not to any other person. We are not. So shaitan can come, he can whisper you, and things can happen. That's why Allah is telling us that I'm telling you in the most powerful words, I will take care of you. I will give you. I will increase for you. I will hook up you. You just need to become grateful. Not just to me, become grateful to everyone. Just become grateful. La in shakartum la azidannakum. But then he adds something very important. And this is the last thing that I will share with you, inshallah, and finish. Wala in kafartum. Wala in kafartum. But if you choose to become ungrateful, if you choose to remain in denial, that all these things are my things, Allah didn't give me anything, and you're only focusing on your problems, and you're always complaining about your problems, that's what you are doing. You never think about good things, always complaining. You are in denial. So Allah says, if you want this kind of life, inna azabi la shadid, my punishment is intense. I know what's so remarkable about this part of the ayah is that Allah is not even mentioning us. Allah doesn't say, if you become ungrateful, I will punish you. Allah is saying, my punishment is severe. Allah is not even mentioning you and me. Allah is not. When you show gratitude, Allah mentions you. If you become grateful, la azidannakum, I will give you. Allah mentions you. Allah honors you by mentioning you. But when you become ungrateful, you don't even deserve to be mentioned by Allah. Allah says, my punishment is severe. You don't mention me, why should I mention you? Allah doesn't even mention you. This is what this ayah is telling us. Finally, the last comment that I made in Majuma Khutbah, which is very important for us to understand, because human psyche is such, psychologically we think that, oh, Allah is emphasizing so much, become grateful, become grateful. Maybe Allah needs us to become grateful. Maybe Allah wants us to praise Him. He needs that appreciation. He needs that ibadah. That's how we are really special, you know. We are very special. Allah needs us. In the next ayah, immediately after that, in the 8th ayah, Musa ﷺ says to his people, in takfuru antum, if you become ungrateful to Allah, وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا, and for that matter, if everyone on this dunya becomes ungrateful to Allah, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَغَنِي, Allah still is ghani. Allah is free of all need. Allah doesn't need you, and Allah doesn't need you to praise Him. Don't you think that you are special, and Allah needs your praise? Allah doesn't need. Hamid, Allah is Hamid. Allah is not even Mahmud. There is a difference between Hamid and Mahmud. Mahmud is someone who is being praised by someone. That someone is not mentioned, the one who is praising you is not mentioned. You are Mahmud because someone is praising you. Who is praising you? He's not even worthy of being mentioned. So he's not mentioned. But someone is praising you. When I call you Mahmud. Or when you are Hamid, you are self-praised. You are praised in and of yourself. You know, it's easy for us to understand the modern example. So I gave an example in Majma Khutbah. I gave an example of a brand, expensive brand. Expensive brand doesn't need your appreciation. It doesn't need your praise. When you wear it, you're not making any favors for it. When you wear it, you don't compliment it. It is complimenting you. People are praising you because of that brand. You don't need to praise that brand. It's already being praised. It is a praise in and of itself. That's what Allah says, Hamid. I'm appraised. I'm already being praised. I don't need your praise. If you worship me, if you pray your salah 5 times a day, it's for your own benefit. Why do Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to become grateful? And it's not a religious advice, and I will finish here. It's not a religious advice. Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to concentrate on positive things and become grateful? You know why? Because if we don't do that, if we are only focusing on our problems and the negative things and the bad things that are happening in our life, we will lead a very miserable life. We will become depressed. We will never be happy because we are so overwhelmed by the things that are already happening in our life. Nothing will make us happy. Allah wants us to be happy. That's why Allah says, oh, become grateful to me, appreciate whatever you have. Become grateful and you will be happy. Allah is doing this for us, not for His own sake. Allah doesn't need us. Inna Allah la ghaniyyun hamid. Allah is ghani and Allah is hamid. He doesn't need us and He's already self-praised. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who become grateful to Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who shows gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us united in this dunya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite us in the hereafter.